Okay, hello everybody. Hi everyone. It is me, the fabulously around, and I'm finally getting around to talking about Iyanla Fix My Life, season 3. I'm going to talk about the first 3 episodes and tonight's episode. So, let me start with the first 3. So, the first 3 dealt with the gay pastors. We had Mitchell and we had Derek. Derek, I understood. I really did. Derek, I understood because you know, I kind of saw a lot of myself in Derek. Down to skin tone to even the way that we shaped our beards. I saw a lot of myself in him. And I could tell that he was one of us, one of the Rainbow Children. And I'm gonna talk about things that stuck out to me about the season opener. First of all, I think that it was very courageous of Iyanla Van Zant and the OWN Network and everybody involved, everyone from production to direction to even the participants of the show, to talk about this subject because I think homosexuality in the Black church, being gay and being a preacher is a big topic. It's a big taboo. Excuse me, and I thank them along with Iyanla for shedding a light on this taboo subject. I really do because I think it was long overdue because it's been going on for eons, and I'm going to say it's going to continue to go on. But I think it's good that they shed a much needed light on it. But with Derek, I understood a lot of what he was about and why he was so secretive and why there was so much not only secrecy but shame and hurt and pain. I really did. And what I loved about it was towards the end in part 3 where his father came up to him and was like, you're the bravest person I know. And I think to hear that, you know, that nod of acceptance, of love, of just of pride was just so wonderful for Derek. I mean, it was great for me. It touched my heart. And by the way, these episodes aired the previous 3 weeks, like 3 weeks ago. Previous 3 weekends ago. So I thought with Derek's thing, I thought it was good, and it got resolved pretty quickly. Mitchell, I kind of have an issue with because I do feel like with Mitchell, because you had Mitchell, he was a pastor that was from Louisville, Kentucky. I think they were both from Louisville, Kentucky, or Louisville, as some people call it. But I say Louisville, Kentucky, and um, what I didn't like about Mitchell was that I didn't like the selfishness. I felt like Mitchell well, not he rationalized what he did and why he was doing it. He seemed like he was only about himself. And I'm gonna say this. I felt like his wife was just as bad because she basically was like, well, I'm the first lady of a church, so I don't give a damn what he do. You know what I'm saying? He could fuck 2 women, 2 men, and 2 girls, and I won't give a shit because I'm the first lady of a church. I think she allowed the title to get to her, to go to her head, and I think he knew that and he used that to his advantage. It's just my personal opinion on that. I felt like within nothing really got resolved. I felt as if Iyanla tried to really dig it out of Tiffany, especially, and was like, "Girl, this dude preyed on you," and let's be real, he did. And unfortunately, a lot of men do this, and a lot of women do it too. A lot of women and men do it, where they'll find someone who is meek, who is shy, who, like Tiffany, had low self worth, low self esteem, or no self esteem, and they go, "Okay, I can continue to do my dirt." Because she will never talk about it. We'll never bring it up. And as you can see, they never really opened up and talked about it. I think towards the end of the show, they broke a little bit, but not really. Because when they did the update, it was revealed that they kind of went back to their old ways. So that was, my thing about, the first 3 episodes of Iyanla Fix My Life season 3. And I actually, like I said, I thought this was great. I thought for an opener, this was fantastic. It got people's mouths talking. It got people asking questions. It got people to really look inside themselves. I think it was great. And I will say this, I did enjoy the part where Mitchell, honey, he just wailed and moaned and he let it out. He let it out and he let it go. I thought that was fantastic. But I think he should have done that even with communicating to his wife, to his former wife. That's just my personal opinion. And I also think that it was great of Iyanla to even go back to check on Mitchell and Tiffany. So, I mean, that was because I know a lot of people who are in the self help genre would not do that. So she was a very brave one for that. Now I want to talk about tonight's episode. I want to move on because that's really all I wanted to say about the first three episodes. I want to move on to this one. This one we had, and this one was called "Fix My Toxic Obsession," and this was about a woman named Amina. I believe she was a plus size model, and she got addicted to butt injections. Okay, this is just my personal opinion. I feel like with this, I think Iyanla was very patient. She was a lot more patient than I would have been. My nails are horrible, so excuse them. But she was a lot more patient than myself because had it have been me, when she was giving me all that lip and being smart and having an attitude, it would have been the cameras would have been cut off for real. I would have beat the dog motherfucking shit out of her. Do you hear me? But on one hand, I understood her defensiveness because it's like that old saying, hurt people hurt people. You know, and you could obviously tell she was in a lot of pain. And her only way of coping and dealing with it was to be angry, was to be mean, because she said, you know, that she was raised by her mother and her grandmother. And her mother was not affectionate to her. Her mother wasn't loving. Her grandmother was the loving one. You know, her grandmother was the one that they basically was like, you know, you're special, you're this, you're that, whereas her mother was not. And I hate to say it, but that's very typical in a lot of African American families where you'll have one person treat you well and the other one may treat you like shit. And that can be your parent, that could be your grandparent, that could be even, you know, other relatives. And you know, so I understood a lot of her pain, and you know, I don't think she meant to be as mean as she was, but that was the only thing she knew how to do. Because I would imagine growing up with a mother like she had, her mother was the exact same way. So she just did what she knew how to do, what she saw, and it worked. Because I think her sisters and her aunt, you know, they were like, we don't have a relationship with her. She's a bully. She's this, she's that. And I could see her being a bit of a diva and a bit of a bully too. I could see that. Uh, and I think she used her butt, like the butt injections. I think she used it to cover up, to dull the pain, you know, rather than address it. And in turn, it caused her physical pain. And that's what Iyanla was trying to get her to see. Like, girl, like, what you've been doing to your body, the pain that you've gone through emotionally, mentally, spiritually is affecting you physically, and you don't see that. So in this episode, what I got from her was that mind, body, and spirit are definitely connected, whether we know it or not. So and I thought that was a great thing to for us to see as viewers, and for us to know as viewers too. Um, you know, because during the first day, she was very, you know, Amina was very, I think that was her name. Amina was very defensive. She was very mean. There was a point in the show where Iyanla was like, okay, go sit down and reflect. And she's like, I don't know why I'm doing this. What am I doing this for? They just talk about me and talking shit about me. I'm sick of this shit. You know, she was so, she was so like, not ratchet, but she was so hood. You know, and Iyanla was like, girl, you don't get to control this. You called me. I didn't call you. Like, you came to me, honey. I didn't come to you and write you a letter, okay? And so she went, she eventually she got the hang of it, and she was like, you know what, Iyanla, you're right. I have to, or as she called him, Miss Iyanla, I have to really, you know, put my attitude in check. And I thought it was very mature of her to really realize that. Like towards day two, she realized that, and it was later revealed in the show that she had or has an issue with her hormones. And it was very painful for her to reveal. And I will say this, that I actually related to this episode because with her revealing her secret, with her revealing that she felt unwomanly or not like a woman because of her hormonal imbalance. Um, and her holding on to that. I can relate to holding on to a secret and allowing it to make you sick. Because we all have sickness secrets. Everybody does. So I could definitely relate to that. But when she finally said what she felt and she told the truth, you could see the weight come off her. You could see the anger not go away, but you can see it subside. And I think with her, there's a lot of healing that she has to do. That all of them have to do, and they all, the mother was very empathetic and sympathetic to her. Um, they all were, and they all kind of got close again. And I was like, "See, now that you revealed it, how do you feel?" And she was like, "You know what? I feel better now that I said what I needed to say." So I thought this episode was actually very good. I thought it was very telling, and I thought it served as a warning to a lot of women and men, because men get them too, who want to get butt implants and butt injections, and who do the black market route. Trust me, that's one thing I do not need. I don't need another ass. I have ass so plenty. I'm good in that regard, okay? But for those of you who feel that you don't have enough butt, get it from a licensed professional, please. Get it from someone that knows what they're doing and not someone who, as she so put it, as Amina said, she did a red solo cup and a couch. Don't do that. That's dangerous. And I think that was another thing that they were trying to convey in the show as well. Now, I'm going to talk about Iyanla Fix My Life, the show itself. Iyanla Fix My Life. I like the show. I've been following the show ever since it came out. I am a huge, if anybody who really knows me knows, I am a huge fan of Iyanla Vanzant. I have read Yesterday I Cried. I read that when I was in high school. I didn't get it then because I was too young, but I loved it. And I may actually reread it. I read her recent book, Piece from Broken Pieces. That book, I'm not gonna lie, that book has changed my life. It really has. And has aided me in my healing and in my healing work. I think Iyanla Vanzant is fantastic. I think she knows what she's doing. She doesn't have all the answers, of course, but I think she's great. I think she really does want to help people. Excuse me. I think she really does want to help people. I think she really does want to, not help people fix their lives, but I think she wants she wants to help people to grow and see and to own their stuff and to acknowledge their pain and to heal it, and as she says, do the work. And the one thing that I will say, and I got this from reading her book, when I got done reading her book, was that it's not that she does the work for you. It's more she's like, no, I don't do the work for you. I show you the path that you may not see, and then you do the work yourself. And that's what Iyanla Fix My Life is really about. It's not about her saying, well, I'm going to come in and fix everything. Because she always asks, why am I here? Why am I even doing this? Because I could be at home. And she's right. So I think it's great. But I will say this. I think there are certain people who have gone on her show in previous seasons just to be on television. And, and I get that, because I think it's the fame thing. Everybody wants it 15, 20 minutes or however long. Whereas I think with her, she really wants to help people. Like there was I think it was season 2, where there were people from my city, from St. Louis. I think it was like they were sisters, and the one sister came in and she was late, and it's because she went to go get her hair done. And she had a coffee. She had a Starbucks cup in her hand. Yeah, that one. You people, I want to say something else. You people just want to get on TV, in my opinion. That's just me. I will admit that there was a point in time where I thought about getting on her show and doing her show. I seriously did because, my mother and I, we were having issues at the time. And I seriously thought, well, maybe I should do Iyanla Fix My Life. But I realized that that's not the route that I needed to go. And I worked out my issues with my mother on my own. So, um, I mean, it is a television show. So, of course, production is going to want the most, not outrageous or outlandish, but the most, um, the kind of show that pulls at your heartstrings. I don't think that's Iyanla's issue. I think that's just production. That's just television. That's just the nature of the entertainment business. They either want someone who is loud and nutty, or they want someone that would just make you cry, or they want both. So really and truly, that's not Iyanla's fault. That's more so production. But I think all in all, that OWN does a great job with the show. I think that the show has gotten a lot better. And the one thing I will say about Iyanla is that she's gotten a lot meaner. She's gotten a lot rougher. She's not as nice as she was in the first 2 seasons. She was just like, look, if you don't, like she told her tonight, Amita tonight, girl, if you don't do this, okay, or you can kiss my ass. And that's pretty much what she said. But she didn't say it in that way. She pretty much was like, look, bitch, I don't have to do this shit. I could be at home in my bed. Okay? I could be asleep. That's pretty much what she was trying to say. But she didn't say it in that way, but she got her point across. And the one thing I will give Iyanla is that she does say what she means, but she won't say it in a way that you can't handle. But she is harsh. You know what I mean? And she's not harsh in a way that you can't take. But she's like that mama or that grandmama that had been through it. And she's like, you know what? You bullshit. You know what I mean? She's that kind of person. She's just very straightforward. She is a Virgo after all, so it makes sense. But but I think all in all, the show is great. I think that it can only get better. I love the work that she's doing, and I think it's great that she's trying to help people, not black people, not white people, not Latin people, not gay people, not straight people, but people. She's trying to help people, and she's trying to help them find their own path to healing. She's not coming in and saying, well, I'm going to fix you. She's saying, look, I'm going to point out your shit, and then I'm going to leave it up to you to fix you. So I love that. But that's really all I had to say. I just wanted to give my thoughts on this season of Iyanla Fix My Life. Watch it. It comes on Saturdays. Sound like I'm endorsing the show. I kind of am, but anyway. It comes on Saturdays on OWN at 8 o'clock. It's a great show. 8 o'clock Central. 8 o'clock Central, 9 Eastern Time. Awesome show. 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Great show. If you want some life affirming stuff, if you want some true healing, watch the show and kind of look, like, for me, what it has done for me is made me look at my own life and see what things I need to quote unquote fix, where I need to do my work. So I love it. And to Miss Iyanla, I love you. I think you're fantastic. I want to one day, and I will one day, meet you and give you a hug, or at least fix you a meal at my table. And I love what you're doing, and I say keep doing it, and keep doing you to the best of your ability. So until next time, everyone, it has been me, the fabulous Leo Brown, and I will talk with you all very soon. Have a great night. See you later. Bye-bye.